Alright, hey everyone. Yeah, I know today the audio isn't that great, but I'm just trying something new. Well, as you can see today, I'm being a snake oil salesman. Just kidding, of course. So this is the Kenner Mask Outlaw. A very, very old toy. I recently just purchased this from eBay. And I even got the parts that were missing. Well, some of them, not all. I'll get into the reason why later on. Now, if you were like me back in the day, you would be wondering how come Mouse Mayhem doesn't just get a big ass truck like Rhino. So, well, apparently those people at Kenner thought the same after a while, and they came up with this, which is kind of the equivalent to the Mask Rhino. Anyway, enough of me rambling, let's get into this toy and have a look. Now, at first glance, the aesthetics on this truck is kind of meh. I mean, if Venom was going for the bland, nothing to see here look as a disguise, I think they succeeded. But once you get into the transformation and learn a little bit more about the details of the Outlaw, I think your perception might be changed, just a little. So this piece features once again rubber tires. That was one of the things which made this toy line stand out. In terms of details, you get some big chunky pieces of stickers to put on the exterior of the oil tank itself. Some nice stickers on the front carriage also. Now, not to be outdone by Rhino, the Outlaw also boasts many shiny chrome pieces and some clear glass, well, plastic windows. The front grille, the bumper, on the wheels, fan thingies on the top of the tanker, and much more chrome throughout. The inside, where much of the moving parts are, there are no chrome, which in my opinion is a smart move on Kenner's part. More big chunky pieces of stickers on the inside, a working shooting cannon just like the Rhino, and even a grappling hook gun that shoots out a hook on a tow line. Excellent play value in my book. Okay, so we're back. So what I do have right now would be the entire lot that I purchased from eBay. So we got the two drivers, Mouse Mayhem and Nash Gory. I got one of these projectiles. I do realize that the entire set comes with two projectiles. Well, this set only had one. And you got this rubber hose that came with the lot. We'll talk about this later and how it attaches to the vehicle. And that's about it. So I had to separately go and purchase from another seller some of the parts. In particular, I went and got these two radar pieces, which is supposed to go onto the Outlaw vehicle in the combat station mode. We'll see how that works in a bit. And I went to get this. Now, the seller kind of packaged this into the styrofoam. I haven't removed it yet. I don't think it came like this back in the day. So pretty sure this was custom made by the seller. So kudos to him or her. Yeah, that's all I got. And let's see how well it works. So the front of the truck actually opens up this way. Nash Gory should be able to fit right in. You kind of have to finagle it a little bit. The space is a little bit tight. Alright. Yes! And we did it! Okay, so notice there's another seat here for the co-pilot. Alright, so with Nash snugly in the seat, let's bring up the back. So what you do is you basically just lift this up. And you see the cannon right here. Alright, and immediately I noticed I made a mistake. The other projectile is actually in there. I actually put it in while I was unpackaging the box. So, my mistake. So let's do the full transformation for you. Pardon me, my workspace is a little bit small, so some scenes might go out of the shot. Alright, here we go. So what we wanna do, lift the hubcap up. So once it gets kind of like beyond 80 degrees, the cannon will start moving as well. There you go. The cannon is on a Retraction system. It can pivot sideways. Alright, and obviously it can pivot the other side as well, but again limited by my workspace, right? Now, how high can the cannon go? It reaches just about here, limited by this red plastic supporting it. Now let's transform the front. We want to push the front cabin down this way. Right, now do be careful, the grill tends to scratch against the surface, so what I recommend if you want to be careful is to just lift it up a little before you move the carriage down this way. Alright, and do be careful the grill doesn't get scratched. The top brings down this way. Alright, and of course this carriage gets to pop up by a press of a button down here, the red one. There you go. Doesn't make much of a sound, pretty good. Okay, and this little outpost kind of thing here does rotate. Let's see if it does 360. Okay, it kinda does. I don't know, there's a spring mechanism, I don't want to stress it. So I'm gonna put it back. Right. There you go. And again, the grappling hook is on the rail system. We can push the grappling hook up this way. This is the max it will go. Okay, so you can aim the grappling hook however you want, up to just about, well, shy of 90 degrees up. Okay. Now the side grills down here do pop open. What you want to do is to use the black plastic on top here as a support to push it out. And you don't want to pry this and risk breaking anything, so you just push the plastic here, and once you have enough space you could use your finger and push it out all the way. And the same goes for the other side. And the same goes for the other side. You just need to push here and it will pop out. Alright, so there are pegs here that kind of prevent it from falling all the way. Now you might be saying to yourself, Carnage, is that it? No, actually. So remember I told you I purchased some pieces. One of the pieces that I purchased actually goes in right here. Let me show you. Alright, so this is the one. Kind of a computer terminal, console kind of thing. Let me get it out of the packaging. First time doing it so. Alright, we don't need this. Okay, this is the one. Alright, so I believe they are supposed to go through the peg holes down here and here. Okay, so let me set it up. Push this back first. How do we want to do this? Okay, let's lay it down flat. I do want to be careful. This is 30-year-old plastic after all. Okay, it pops in pretty well. Okay. Alright, so now let's try that again. Like before, I will support the transformation. So I'll push out the grill from the back as before, and look at that. The computer terminal sort of gets brought up. Pretty cool actually. Here, let's show you that again. Okay, so like so, and boop. Nice. Okay, so let's have Nash Gory from the front sit in the back. So let's see, how are we gonna put him in? Like this maybe? Let's see, does this come out? Okay, so it's a very tiny space, so you gotta kind of finagle him in. There you go. That man is playing Galaga. Maybe some of you know that reference. Alright, let's show you how the grappling hook actually operates. So as I mentioned, the grappling hook itself, the shooter can be positioned up. It operates kind of on a rail system. So you just kind of have to push it up this way. Right, and it does pivot up and down. This is the maximum it will go, and the lowest it can go is like so. Right, so the grappling hook shoots out with the push of a button. Let me show you that. There you go. Now they do give you a pretty long cable on the hook. Not even my long ruler, which is 30 centimeters, can measure the whole entire length. So I measured it off camera, and it measures about 37 centimeters, give or take. Now to retract the cable, all you have to do is to spin this wheel. Whether or not clockwise or anti-clockwise doesn't really matter. So what you do see, it might be a little bit difficult to see, because it's black on black after all, with a black string. And so the cable actually goes through a tiny little hole down here. So it helps to guide the cable so that it doesn't get entangled. So a pretty smart design. So what you want to do is you want to retract it kind of 90% in, like so, and then you want to place the grappling hook back in the gun, which is not difficult, just pop it in, right, and then you continue to wind it up. Now I have found that you should not wind it up too tight, because if you wound it up too tight, it's not going to shoot up properly. So just give it a little bit of slack like this. Alright, and it should shoot out fine the next time around. Right, time to show you how the radar go in. So this is the radar piece. What you can see is there are blue clips at the back, like so. But you never want to try to force the clips in fear that they might break. Alright, so what you want to do is to actually slide them in from the side. Right, you position it this way. It's pretty easy. I can even do it with one hand. Right, and you just push it in. Alright, and slide them all the way through. Like so. So that's one in place. Let me get the other. Okay, here you go. Just align the pegs on the top and just gently slide them in position. There you go. So I just got one more piece left, and that is this red orange kind of hosing. So what you notice is that there are two rubber pegs down here, and there's one here. I think this one, the straight one, is supposed to peg into one of the holes down here, right? So there are quite a few. You can choose where you want to put it in. And I believe the other side is supposed to go into another tiny blue piece of molded plastic, which I didn't purchase, but I will show you a picture somewhere here. So I didn't buy that because, again, I'm not very into this additional accessory pieces that you have to manually plug in. I'm more into the, you know, transformation with the press of a button sort of thing. So what you gotta do. Now, one thing you do have to note, now these pieces, although made of rubber, they are, I believe, pretty fragile, especially after 30 years. And I believe they are prone to ripping and tearing, so do be careful. This is the other end. Hey there, I forgot to mention that there's this additional piece I chose to omit from the collection. That is this black radar piece, and it attaches here on the Outlaw. It's completely black plastic with no decor, and attached in not really a very prominent place, so most times you don't even see the dang thing. It comes in two pieces, and as you can imagine, costs quite a pretty penny, sometimes going for as much as a mask slingshot online. Maybe after I've completed my collection, I will come back around to get these missing pieces. So give you a look of the inside aesthetics of the topmost section of the platform. Right, so they do give spaces down here for the figures to stand in, so that's pretty good. And if you do notice, they give ports down here as well as back there and here as well. And this is for the figures to actually stand and operate the equipment. The figures, of course, do come with peg holes, so that's useful. So you can peg them in like so. And let's give him a few more partners in crime. Sly Rex. Okay, now the station is truly in operation. Look at the stickers on the inside. So you got kind of like a map down here, the Venom logo. Another extra computer down here. Alright, some reading, some display. Alright, oh, you even got a tiny little printed piece of paper coming out here. The picture on the other side is not the same. Some clock-like devices down here. You got some monitors. Right, Venom logo. So these two pieces are just whole big pieces of stickers that you put them in. And being on the inside all the time, they are pretty well protected, except for some wear on the edges. Now, what's an evil organization without a vicious ruler, right? So this is Mayhem. In kind of a very different looking costume from his Switchblade one. Still has the sort of military feel with the medals in front. Alright, and well, the color combination I would not say is something that I would prefer or actually even wear. Okay, so this is his mask. I forget what's the name, but I will put it down somewhere here. So this is Mouse Mayhem, unmasked. Looking pretty good. He's pretty much the same head from the Switchblade figure. Quick look at his mask. And this is his compatriot, or should I say minion, Nash Gory. Okay, the mask, you can actually see his face inside, his eyes, his spectacles. In sort of this very mechanic looking kind of gear outfit. Okay, I do like that some of them do not wear gloves, so it gives a very good variety when you put them on display. Let's have a look at the mask. Right, very how should I say, very Predator looking. I like it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Optimus Prime as well. A little bit oversized though, the mask. Okay, let's look at his face. Right, a very kind of nerdy look, but the sculpt is pretty good. Alright, to give you a measurement, the Outlaw measures from tip to tail about 40 centimeters. So no better way for me to do this. Let me just roll Rhino into view, and this is your size comparison between the Rhino and the Outlaw. So you can see the Outlaw actually rises up pretty high, right? And when it is expanded into combat mode, it's even bigger than the Rhino. A quick size measurement. The Rhino only measures tip to tail at about 35 centimeters. So 5 centimeters shy of the Outlaw. Quick shot of the front. So you can see again the Outlaw actually is pretty much more massive than compared to the Rhino. And bear with me as I shaky cam our way across the profile of the two vehicles. So this overhead shot actually shows you, how massive the Outlaw is compared to the Rhino. And how absolutely tiny the Condor looks beside the Outlaw. And so that's my review of the Kenner Mask Outlaw. A very, very fine vehicle and a worthy adversary to the Mask Sights Rhino and Boulder Hill gas station. I do highly recommend that you get this if you're a collector of mask toys. It's very fun with a lot of mechanisms to explore and a lot of display options. If you're like me and don't much care for the additional accessories, you can leave them out because they go for pretty high price on the eBay. But I do recommend getting the overhead radars because they make the display so much nicer. One single cannon would do. If you want to, go right ahead. Make sure that your grappling hook is working fine because that's pretty essential, I would think. The computer control panel down here, very good. Make sure you get one with the sticker that has minimal wear. I do hope you like my review. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe and ring that bell icon. Let me know which one do you prefer more, the Outlaw or Rhino, or maybe even Boulder Hill. Thanks for watching. See you later.